today this cookbook, Indian for Everyone, the Home Cook's Guide to Traditional Favorites.
That's right, and we're here now with author Anupy Singla, and she has a couple of goals in mind. One, to help the novice cook, and two, to dispel misconceptions about Indian food. Good to have you here.
Nice to have you. I'm just happy that you got my name right.
I know.
Everything
Was that
else is bonus.
Good.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Any one job you could not do?
Any one job, there's plenty. I'll give you a list.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was a morning reporter, and I got to say to everybody out there, this is a tough job. So I kudos to you guys.
And you know what I will say is the #1 most difficult guest to be on a television show is to be a chef, to do a cooking segment, because it's 100%. All about the timing and it's tough. So what are you making for us today?
I'm going to show you how to make a really simple dal. Dal is basically lentils, beans, or legumes. I mean, anything that's basically in a broth. So all I've done here is taken my lentils and cooked them with water. And a lot of folks feel like lentils are so boring, including my husband. But once you eat them with Indian spices, they are so delicious and high in protein, high in fiber, no cholesterol, so really good to get it into your diet. So all I've done is 1 cup lentils, 4 cups water.
So don't be afraid of Indian cooking, I think is the bottom line here. But I think there are a lot of misconceptions about Indian cooking, and chief among them being what? I bet you're going to guess.
Exactly. So curry.
Yeah,
right?
Everything has curry.
We don't use curry powder.
I actually
That's
love
so
curry,
wild.
though.
I love curry too, and that's one of the staples I always think of when I think of an Indian dish. In your cookbook, not one recipe uses curry. Is that true?
No, because we use our basic spices. So if you look at the spice jars up front, garam masala is a blend that we use, turmeric, coriander, and red chili, and cumin seed. So I'm going to show you.
Turmeric is like one of the most healthy spices you can add to your diet.
Super spice.
They're all very healthy, and this is probably going to get really nice and hot for me and embarrass me.
I can tell.
But I got it nice and hot because we need that for Indian cooking. And remember, key is either oil or ghee. You want to get a high smoke point oil. So I use a grapeseed or maybe a canola oil, and then you take your cumin seed. You don't want cumin powder because it's going right into the oil, and you just put it right in there. And the cumin seed starts to sizzle. It's about 40 seconds of cooking. So
it smells good already.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I love
it? It's just basically kind of like garlic for Italian food in oil, hot oil. A little bit of turmeric. Turmeric has anti-inflammatories, and as you were saying earlier, lots of healthy benefits to all these spices. So you're basically just doing those two things right now, and then you're going to ingredients that you have in the kitchen. Onion. So we're going to put that in. We're going to brown it.
It does smell really good already. That aroma is fantastic.
I think you're going to shock us with how easy this is, too.
I am, and I don't do anything that's not easy. I've got little girls at home. We have 2 travel soccer teams that we play on, and my husband's a consultant. He travels all week. So ginger and garlic. Mince it on the weekend in the food processor if you can. Throw it in the freezer if you want to. And then you've got it. And just put it right in there, about a tablespoon of each. Mix that up. And then we're going to go to some of the other spices really quickly. And we're going to grab our spice box, which is really important for high heat cooking. Garam masala that I talked about before. That's a blend. You can
I've never heard of that.
You can buy it most places. I've got all these spices on my website now because a lot of folks were complaining it was tough to find them.
It smells kind of sweet.
It does.
Right now.
Kind of a blend of the coriander, cumin, and cinnamon stick.
Speaking of your website, I just have to tell everybody what it is because it's kind of funny. We appreciate the humor in this. It's Indian as apple pie.
I grew up outside of Philly, so it just made a lot of sense.
I love that.
As apple pie. I like it. Actually smells a little bit like apple pie right now, doesn't it?
That little
right, with
cinnamon
the cinnamon.
there.
So we've got this. This is called a tarka, T-A-R-K-A. You've got this. And all you're doing is taking all this amazing flavor and you're putting it into your boring lentils. And so you're making them incredibly unboring. And so we're going to mix that right in. And then if you want, throw in some spinach. If your kids like spinach or kale and you get some greens in there, do that. Mix it up, heat it up, and then it turns into this. And if you're not nervous to try it,
oh, I'm not nervous at all.
Please do.
You want us to taste it?
Please. I tasted it again right before it went on.
And what kind of rice is this with it?
That's a basmati rice. It's long grain. Tons of flavor. If you want to put chilies in there, I usually do, but
that is delicious.
Yeah. It's pure comfort in a bowl for us. Like, we don't eat chicken noodle soup, we eat dal and rice.
Right.
It's fantastic.
What other recipes are in your book? Because it's a beautiful cookbook with some great pictures so you know that how dishes should turn out. And again, I feel like so many of the recipes are so easy.
The idea of the book was, like, you go to a restaurant, an Indian restaurant, and you come home and you go, I had all these amazing meals, I don't know how to make them now. And so you basically open the book, everything's right there. Tikka masala, chicken curry, but for every meat dish, That's my husband, the guy who eats anything that moves. And then there's me, that's plant-based. I give you the vegan, gluten-free alternative too. So eat the way you want.
So you've got both?
Yep.
Okay.
I've got all three, yep.
And desserts too?
I've got desserts in there too, the ones that are our favorites and very easy to make at home.
Like what? Give me an example.
So halva is like a roux, and I didn't even realize this because I learned how to cook from my grandfather growing up in India. So it's basically just flour, sugar, and some water, and you put it all together with raisins. Even a rice pudding that's flavored with cardamom. So use spices to kind of bring out all those amazing flavors with ingredients that aren't that crazy. I mean, you can find lentils at the store, these red lentils.
Easy.
Basmati rice you can find at the store now. So basic ingredients, but then invest in those 4 or 5 key spices, and you're ready to rock and roll.
Can you cook this kind of rice in a rice cooker? Or
absolutely, you can.
That's a good way to do it.
I love rice cookers.
Okay, well, tonight people can meet you. You've got a book signing, an event at the Public Market. It's going on at 5:30. Your book and everything is just $29. MilwaukeePublicMarket.org is the website, or of course, IndianisApplePie.com is as well. So you're doing a cooking class as well tonight, and the book signing. Can people pay when they arrive and do it there?
I believe so. I think it's better though to get your seat. We were at 35 people, and they have a 45 max. So call ahead of time, get there, and learn how to cook Indian.
Great, and that 29 covers the cooking class, and then you can show up and get the book there.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Great to meet you.
Anupy.
Thanks for cooking for us.
Yeah, fantastic. It was really good.